Hello, I am Dr. Ray, and I'm going to discuss how important it is for women at the end of the day to surrender their independence. And what I mean by that, it's not about that you cannot have a job and that you cannot take care of children and you cannot have a strong mind or personality and make your own decisions. This is about your development as far as being a fulfilled, loving, feminine person who is able to receive and experience the love that you naturally embody as a feminine person. And what I'm going to talk about is the different phases that we all go through as boys and girls, and then later on as adults. So for example, in the first stage, it's all about me, what I like, what I don't like. It's about maybe being in control. It's about maybe being controlled. It's really about maybe the child who is very, I guess you say, egocentric, and everything evolves around him or her. And we all go through that. I mean, that's how we figure out what we like or we don't like. And then there's the second stage, and that is where the man might start embodying more feminine energy. He starts, learn how to be more sensitive and express himself. And he becomes a more well-rounded person. And for women also, she might embody her more masculine side. Maybe she no longer is dependent upon men to take care of her, and she gets rid of that idea that some prince is going to save her. However, in this phase, and what is interesting, it usually, it's about the me, the first stage, up until a woman is maybe 23, 24. And keep in mind, these are generalizations. This doesn't mean that this is true for everyone. But what I see is that, a woman is they feel self-entitled. They get all this attention by men while they feel like they are in control, yet, their whole life is about maybe finding love, experiencing love, feeling that fulfillment that they didn't have growing up as a child. Then later on, after a breakup, or just maybe later 20s, and again, everyone's different, they start getting serious. They start putting aside their goddess outfits, and they start, realizing that, what? I'm not going to find happiness purely in a relationship, or, I do not want to become like my mother who is dependent on my father. I want to have that freedom. So they start developing more this, I guess, masculine side, where they maybe go back to school, they start working, maybe they become very serious as far as trying to become a serious actress. It could be something that's in the arts that's more feminine, but it's more their attitude. It's like, I'm determined to do this. And several things happens on an energetic level and also in the brain chemistry. When a woman is actually proactive and they're experiencing that, they also are releasing different hormones that help them feel more grounded. They also are maybe experiencing a release of dopamine, which helps them keep focused and not so caught up in their emotions where they feel swept away. As you know, as a woman, that in relationships you can lose yourself. So more often you'll see women, when they end up going through a breakup, they'll go through that healing phase, and then they become determined again. They start reading books. They start maybe embarking on a new career. That they realize that, what? My sense of self is no longer in this relationship. So they move into the second stage, where you become independent. You end up embodying those qualities. And you might want to be in a relationship. Maybe you do not want to be in one. You kind of can pick and choose. But it doesn't define you. However, there is this third stage, and it's so important. And it's because it's about developing from your first and second stage to really becoming that well-rounded feminine person who experiences independence, but also is able to surrender to life, where you feel it in your body, sexually, emotionally. It's no longer about what the relationship can do for you, but how the relationship can contribute to the bigger picture, to your development. It's about gifting, where you're given to the man and he's given to you for the sake of just gifting. loving. And it's also about, while I've become a professional and an expert at all these areas, how could this man serve me? How could he enter the secret chambers of my heart? How could he make me a better person? How could he recognize things in myself that I cannot, do on my own? It's about how independent and how safe do I really feel to allow this lover to enter my life? How independent and how strong really is my personality to surrender to something that I might be confronted with that could better my life? And imagine that, being independent in your relationship, but also surrendering to it so you can feel that love, you can feel that fulfillment. And it's not like you separating things. This is my career and this is my lover. Do you understand that there's really no separation? It's about being able to embodying what you desire, the first stage. It's about connecting to the independence, knowing that you can make choices and that you can embody that masculine direction. And it's the third stage where you surrender to all of it, where you're a strong, feminine, and masculine woman who just surrenders to life itself, and you become the superior lover. That your relationship enters this sacred union where you experience lovemaking, and that blows you away, and it's an extension to God. It's an extension to your independence. It's an extension to your primal self. There's no limitations and there's no ceilings. And so that is why it's so important for women at some point, when you go through that second stage, to develop to the third stage, and that is complete surrender and gifting.